The parties in lawsuits seeking damages for last year's Maui wildfires have reached a $4 billion settlement, nearly 1 year after the deadliest US wildfire in more than a century.
미국 역사상 최악의 산불인 지난해 하와이 마우이섬 초대형 산불이 발생한 지 약 1년 만에 피해 책임을 둘러싼 법적 소송이 우리 돈으로 5조 원대 배상금 지급으로 마무리됐습니다. 자, 엄밀히 따지면은 이제 미국 역사상 최악의 산불이라기보다는 지난 100년 동안 있었던 미국 산불 중에서 최악인데요. 이것까지 넣으면 헤드라인이 너무 길어질 것 같아서 이 부분은 좀 생략을 했습니다만 그래도 최악의 산불 중 하나입니다. 그게 이제 법적 소송이 진행 중이었는데 합의를 하기로 했군요. 어떻게 됐나요? Tell us more.
Well, I mean, if our listeners remember just over a year ago, the Lahaina wildfires
Yes.
in Maui. It was shocking to see what happened, the devastation in that part of the island. And after it came 600 lawsuits, and they were to do with either death or destruction of property caused by these fires. Earlier in the spring this year, a judge appointed some mediators and said that all parties had to be involved in these settlement talks, and they have reached a settlement. So it's a little over $4 billion. And also the governor of Hawaii, Josh Green, was traveling out of state, but he ended up working on this settlement to make sure it could get through and people could be paid because, well, the most important thing is getting the community back on its feet.
Now, I understand that this sum is not a big sum considering how much damage was made and done. However, the people and the parties involved, especially the defendants, there's a company that's almost going bankrupt right now, so there's a lot of financial issues to consider.
There is, and I think we're in financial turmoil as well this week, so it's good that it's sorted out. One other thing is that these kind of lawsuits can take a very long time. The fact that this has been settled in just over a year is quite incredible because you could be looking at several years, if not a decade. So it means that people, they may not get as much as they were expecting, but at least they will get compensated for their loss.
네, 그렇습니다. 이렇게 합의를 볼 때 영어로는 settle 했다라고 얘기를 합니다. 합의 자체를 settlement 그리고 합의금도 settlement라고 얘기할 수 있는데요.
네.
자, 이렇게 합의가 된 액수, 아까 $4 billion라고 했는데요. 이게 이제 우리 돈으로 하면은 한 5조 원대란 말이에요. 그런데 이게 전체 재산 피해액의 3분의 1 정도밖에 되지 않는 수준이라고 합니다.
네.
높은 금액이 아니에요, 결코. 굉장히 피해가 많았기 때문에. 그러면 왜 그래도 이 비교적 낮은 금액에 합의를 했느냐? 지금 이제 원고 측은 피해자들이 되겠죠. 그다음에 피고 측은 하와이 주, 그다음에 이제 그 전선 관리 업체가 포함이 되어 있거든요. 근데 이 전선 관리 업체가 지금 파산 위기에 있답니다. 그래서 그걸 고려해서 이렇게 합의를 봤다. 이렇게 결론을 지었네요. We're talking about the parties involved, and it's not a party where you go and have fun and meet people.
No, we talked about law with the last headline. We're talking about law again, or rather, here when we have a law. When we have a lawsuit, we have the parties who are involved, which means those who are putting in the claim and those who are defending against the claim. So it's going to be individuals, it's going to be groups, it could be organizations, it could be the government, but the people who are involved in the lawsuits.
Exactly. 자, 소송의 당사자들을 영어로는 the parties involved in the lawsuit라고 얘기를 합니다. parties involved가 이제 어디서 쓰이든지 간에 당사자들이라는 뜻이 있습니다. 그리고 원고는 plaintiff, 그리고 피고는 defendant라고 하죠. 그 다음에 이제 reaching a settlement. We mentioned that briefly before.
Yeah, it means you make an agreement. You manage to get an agreement about how much money should be paid to the plaintiff by the defendant. So yeah, we talk about settling out of court. And quite frankly, I think many businesses are often looking to settle out of court because the fines could be even larger if the defendant loses.
네, 합의하다. 역시 법적인 합의를 얘기하고 있고요. Reaching a settlement라고 합니다. Here's the headline again. The parties in lawsuits seeking damages for last year's Maui wildfires have reached a $4 billion settlement, nearly 1 year after the deadliest US wildfire in more than a century. Now here's our next headline.
After US stocks tumbled on Friday, a 24-hour wealth wipeout saw the world's 500 wealthiest individuals lose a combined $134 billion, according to Bloomberg Billionaire Index data.
지난 금요일 미국 주가 지수가 크게 하락하면서 블룸버그 억만장자 지수에 속한 세계 500대 부자들의 자산 가치가 24시간 만에 총 1,340억 달러, 우리 돈으로 약 182조 원 줄어든 것으로 나타났습니다. 주가가 하락해서 그렇다는 얘기죠. 선생님, tell us more.
Yeah, well, when we think of big tech billionaires, I think two people that come to mind are Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. And for example, Jeff Bezos, he lost like $15.2 billion.
In just one day.
Yep, Elon Musk, $6.6 billion. Then we look at someone like Mark Zuckerberg, who owns Meta, and also Sergey Brin, who owns Alphabet, and also Larry Page, who's another big billionaire. They each lost over $3 billion last Friday. So it's a big tumble for them. It's all to do with the American economy, and it's all to do with the Fed looking at rate cuts. It's all to do with disappointing earnings. We saw it yesterday here in Korea and in Japan as well.
Yes.
With the markets taking a tumble.
Black Monday.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be seeing it over the next few days because we see the US possibly going into recession, and that means the whole world is starting to get a little bit nervous.
Absolutely. 제프 베이소스 같은 경우에는 우리 돈으로 한 20조 원을 24시간 만에 이렇게 증발해버리는 거를 목격했다고 볼 수도 있겠죠. 일론 머스크는 8조 원이 날아갔습니다. 하루 만에 이렇게 주가 하락으로 인해서 세계 부호들의 자산도 굉장히 많이 이렇게 날아가 버렸다.
네.
예, 이렇게 볼 수가 있겠는데 물론 이제 앞으로 어떻게 될지 모르고요. 이게 아무래도 the concerns and the fears, 우려 지금 세계 경제에 대한 미국 경제에 대한 우려 때문에 지금 이렇게 된 것 같은데 일단은 좀 하락했다라는 표현을 보겠습니다.
Yes.
Tumble.
Meaning a big fall. To tumble, if you're a toddler, means you fall over. If you tumble and you're an acrobat, maybe you're spinning and jumping and going this way and that way doing cartwheels. But generally, if something takes a tumble, it means it's going down by a lot. It's a big fall.
그렇죠. 자, 이제 주가가 텀블했다라고 하면은 뚝 떨어졌다라는 뜻입니다. 제가 알기로는 우리 텀블러 있잖아요. 선생님도 텀블러를 하나 가지고 계신데 이것도 예전에 이렇게 굴러서 떨어질 수 있다라고 해서 지은 것 같아요. I think it comes from, barrels that can tumble.
Yeah, but also nothing spills when it tumbles.
That's true as well.
Yeah.
그렇군요. 자, tumble, 이렇게 굴러가다라는 의미가 있을 수도 있으니까 참고로 알아두시고 그다음에 wealth wipeout.
Wealth is all about money, and a wipeout means it's gone.
Yep.
I think this may have come from surfing. Certainly, it's used in popular vernacular for surfing. A wipeout is when
it?
you fall off your board.
I see.
Yeah, basically means you got nothing.
네.
So a wealth wipeout means all the money's gone. It's disappeared.
wipeout라는 거는요, 싹 사라지다라는 뜻입니다. wealth는 돈이죠. 그래서 자산이 정말 하루아침에 사라진, 물론 다 사라지진 않았지만 그렇게 표현을 하고 있네요. 한번 보겠습니다. After US stocks tumbled on Friday, a 24-hour wealth wipeout saw the world's 500 wealthiest individuals lose a combined $134 billion, according to Bloomberg Billionaire Index data. Okay, let's move on to the final headline.
The number of Chinese couples who got married in the first half of this year fell to its lowest level since 2013, according to foreign media reports, as more young people deferred nuptials amid a slowing economy and a rise in living costs.
중국의 올해 상반기 혼인 건수가 2013년 이후 최소치를 기록했습니다. 이는 경제난과 물가 상승 등으로 결혼을 미루는 젊은 층이 증가하고 있기 때문이라고 외신이 보도했습니다. Tell us more about this.
Well, we had 3.43 million couples tying the knot in the first half of this year, but that's down by almost 500,000.
Wow.
A drop-off of 498,000 people from that same period last year. And the thing is, in China, if you're going to have kids, getting married is what you have to do because there are all sorts of incentives, legally speaking. Once you get married, you can get, these things and that things, but you need the marriage certificate to register your child and to get the state benefits. The issue is no jobs or poor job prospects, no future, or at least worrying about the future. And we're seeing China's economy slow down. The other issue is the lack of young people. A decrease in young people means there are less young people to get married. There are also more men than women. And that means, well, there are less couples to go around.
Exactly. 자, 10년 전에 비해서 중국에서 결혼을 하는 그 젊은 부부가 반 정도밖에 되지 않는다. 이렇게 얘기를 하고 있는데요. 자, 한번 보도록 하겠습니다. Deferring marriage, deferring getting married.
Can I
What's
tell
that?
you later?
What? Why?
In a little while, maybe after the song break.
Why are you
Is that okay?
deferring this?
I'm putting it off. I'm postponing it. I'm delaying it. I'm deferring it. When we defer something, we want to push it further into the future. We don't want to do it at the time we're meant to do it.
네, 자, defer라는 것은 미루다라는 뜻입니다.
However, it can also mean to raise someone up and to agree with whatever they want or whatever they say. I defer to you, Sue, on this explanation.
okay.
Whatever you say goes.
뭐 그런 의미로도 해석을 할 수 있고요. 여기서는 deferring nuptials라고 했는데 what does nuptials mean?
It's a wedding. It's a wedding ceremony.
wedding.
The nuptials is a way of describing the whole process of getting married.
그래요. 자, nuptials는 결혼의 또 다른 말입니다. There are many words that mean to get married or
Yes.
weddings in
To
English.
get hitched, to tie the knot.
Yeah, that's right. 다 결혼하다라는 뜻이죠. 여기서 nuptials는 이제 명사입니다. 결혼식이 되겠죠. All right, here's the headline again. The number of Chinese couples who got married in the first half of this year fell to its lowest level since 2013, according to foreign media reports, as more young people deferred nuptials amid a slowing economy and a rise in living costs. Well, that's it for the headlines this morning.